Today, we are going to eat some of the best Wanton Mee in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. We are going to have some Hakka Wanton Mee, a variation from Ipoh Perak, and a quintessential dark soya sauce Malaysian version. And we are starting off hot with the almost unanimous favorite Wanton Mee in KL, Yulek Wan Tan Mee. We traveled all the way here. I just got off the bus like 20 minutes ago, and their char siu and sour roll are sold out. So I got their chicken feet noodles. But luckily, this might just be the best looking wiggle test so far in the series. Welcome to the Kuala Lumpur episode of the best Wanton Mee. Let's get it, guys. I cannot believe it's sold out, man. I don't know. Do I have to come back here tomorrow to try the char siu and sour roll? If the noodles are nice enough, I'll do it. Damn it. I need to come back. What great noodles! I love that we start with this because this is iconic of the Malaysian style Wanton Mee, the dark soya sauce style. And when we talk about dark soya sauce, it's always the same problem with chao guo tiao, carrot cake, and now Wanton Mee. Dark soya sauce has a very unique and attractive taste to it. There is really nothing else like that roasty, molassy flavor that it brings. But it is so easy to add just a little bit too much, such that the dish becomes sweet, cloying and wasted. And the seasoning here is so precise. You can see that although they use the dark soya sauce version, it is not dark brown. It's almost like glowing light brown, but what that means is that it really brings out the flavors of dark soya sauce to the absolute best. The noodles are seasoned so well that I cannot really tell what else is in it. I don't taste any lard. I don't taste any light soya sauce. There is no sambal. I see sort of like a splash of soup to lubricate the noodles. And more impressively, I don't taste MSG. I'm not sure if you all already know this. The way to look for the best quality soya sauce is to look for the one with the shortest ingredients list. Lousier soya sauces will add more nonsense to it, specifically MSG and flavor enhancers. But here with what I tasted, I want to guess that their soya sauce is of pretty good quality. The cook on the noodles and the noodle texture are also great. You can probably tell from the wiggle test. Even the starch is washed away so nicely. There is no stickiness at all. I'm ready to put this in top 3, top 2 noodles we had so far in the series. But the noodles is most of the appeal. The wontons are pretty meat. Decently seasoned, half-worked myosin, but again, the wonton is not the main attraction of the Wanton Mee. Like if you were to ask me whether I would want the wonton or the chicken feet, right? I'll take this chicken feet any day. Seasoned really well, nice bit of wuxiang in it, good size, textures on point. I'm starting to think I have unrealistic expectations for the wonton. I hope I'm wrong. Alright, on to the next stop. We are now at Anyone in Damansara Uptown PJ, and I got their dry char siu Wanton Mee. I'm not sure what it was about Yulek's noodles, right? This looks very similar, yet very different at the same time. I have to see it again. Cause just by looking, I can kind of tell that these noodles won't be as nice as Yulek. I'm not sure what it is also. This is like the nasi lemak squish all over again. Anyway, we got proper char siu. I even went for an extra order of char siu just because I was feeling it. So let's give this a go. This is exactly what I was expecting when I came here. Good noodles, nice dark soya sauce version. This time the flavor is way more predictable. There is that ghee taste, there is that MSG from the soya sauce. A flavor profile that is more like the Wanton Mees that we have had. Texture on it is good, cook on it is good, you don't see too much starch on it. The wonton is decent. It has a good amount of meat, nice bounce to it, but it just tastes like salt and pepper pork. I don't know whether it's reasonable to expect more. There is no fault in making wontons like this, but I feel like in the filling, there is so much room. You can introduce a difference in texture, cube prawns, butter chestnut, black fungus, to name a few orthodox ingredients. I can name 12 more unorthodox ones. You can add chive, spring onion, 5-spice powder for a difference in fragrance. But every wonton that we have had so far is just... I say all this, but it's not a miss. The miss is the char siu. Okay, I take that back. tough to call this a miss. This is the worst of the best char siu. Like, it crosses the line of being legit char siu, but at the same time, it's the most underwhelming ones we have had. The marination is not really permeating, and it's just really sweet. All I taste is sweetness. I don't really taste any nuances like the smokiness or the seasoning. The texture is alright. They used lean meat and they made it tender. Pretty nice. I am surprised that despite being properly made char siu, this is still very flat. And then another smaller miss is the lard. Probably because it's late in the day now, the lard has already lost most of its crispiness. I mean, just looking at it, comparing this lard to like the ones in episode 2 or Chan's Delight in episode 4, you can see the difference in crispiness. Still, very decent. I forgot to mention that this place features a Wanton Mee from Melengbu, which is in Ipoh, Perak. Although eating it right now, I cannot tell the difference in style as compared to the normal Malaysian version or alleged Malaysian version. If any of you know how they do it differently in Ipoh, let me know. Let's move on to our third stop. We are now at Toast and Roast in PJ, and I got their Hakka Mee. Amazing looking char siu. Although, this has been sitting for 20 minutes now? The dumplings took 20 minutes to come. And the only reason for that to happen is that the dumplings weren't made. These are all freshly put together. So I'm pretty confident that if I bite into it right now, the myosin will not be developed at all. I think you'll still find like grains of minced meat inside. But we'll see. There's little bits of pork lard. Let's give this a go. Wow. Maybe top 3 char siu so far. There are a few factors to it. One is that obviously there's this really nice glaze on the outside, and they might have smoked it with some wood, like hickory or something. There is this very pleasant smokiness about it. There is actually more reminiscent of like wood fire ribs. More western, if I may. The second thing is that the char siu is cut in very thick slices, so you get a really nice bite with it. It's so thick yet tender on the inside. And then they have the Malaysian pork buff. We experienced this as char siu yong, but their pork, for some reason, like when you taste the inner parts, is very sweet. There's this really nice, rich, porky sweetness about it. The noodles are alright. It took us a while to finally have our first mee pok version, like flat noodle version, and this flavor is pretty simple. You taste mostly lard and egginess from the noodles. It is simple but super effective. I think I can eat this 3 times a week. And then to the thing that I'm a bit torn about. The wontons are of good size. Maybe almost my ideal size after considering so many wontons. But there are 2 kinds of wonton in this soup. One has the myosin developed, as you can see here, and one I think is freshly made just now, like 5 minutes ago. Because you can see the mince here, although seasoned, is as good as minced meat straight out of the grinder. You can see how grainy it is, reminiscent of the minced meat you buy from supermarket. So I would suspect that they ran out of dumplings that they prepped the night before, and this was freshly put together, including the filling. That's why it took so much time. But wow, what a char siu! I almost want to say comparable to char siu yong, and that is insane praise. But yeah, shout out to that one guy who suggested this place. Now back to Yulek. We are back at Yulek in the peak of lunch hour. I'm surrounded by people. But the good news is I gave my last 3 years ago, so I'm fresh out of it. What I do have though is some amazing looking char siu. Damn, the char, the tenderness. I'm glad I came back. If their noodles weren't so good in the first round, right, I wouldn't be back here. Anyway, no yap. I'm not from KL, so I cannot speak for the people here. But if I were, I would say that this is the poster child for Malaysian Wanton Mee. The way they executed the dark soya sauce Wanton Mee and the seasoning of the char siu. We have tasted about a dozen char siu up to this point, and if I were to imagine a flavor of a char siu to put into a flavor bible, like the correct flavor of char siu, this would be the char siu that I put in. The combination of the seasoning and the burntness, right? It's not just delicious, but accurate. Accurate to who, I don't know, but in my opinion, the ideal most correct char siu. I don't want to yap too much because there are like dozen people waiting for seats. So I'll see you guys at the cafe. We are now at Rolling Roasters, and I got myself Black Snow. This looks like ice black coffee topped with some cream and what's this, oats? Actually cannot tell. I don't know much about coffee, but this might just be the best iced coffee I've had. The main thing is that it drinks so well. So the top layer of the cream, right? When you tilt the glass, you drink the iced coffee on the bottom, so it goes to the bottom of your palate, but the cream goes to the upper part of your palate. So every sip is distributed so nicely. The acidity of the coffee balanced so well by the well-proportioned cream in every sip. Wait, this is really good. Anyway, recap. Halfway through the series now, we need to get a little serious. If you're not gonna care, I'm not gonna care. I've been hearing from y'all. Y'all don't really care about the wonton in Wanton Mee. But more importantly, it seems like the people cooking it don't care about it either. We have had more than a dozen wontons by now, and I cannot tell you 3 outstanding ones that I can even remember their profile. It's like we do a mental exercise. You arrive at your favorite Wanton Mee place, and the uncle and auntie tells you that the char siu has sold out for the day. But Thanos appears, and with a snap of his fingers, he can replenish the char siu in exchange for all the wontons there will be for that day. Deal? How many of y'all will shake on it? I'm guessing like 90%. So what do we do now? If the people eating don't care, the people cooking it don't care, does the guy in the middle need to care? 1 plate I'll walk for the Wanton Mee, 2 plates I'll take a bus for the Wanton Mee, and 3 plates I'll go anywhere in KL for the Wanton Mee. And today's Wanton Mees get 312. Wait, Eldrick, something is not right. Just now you said we're not in KL anymore, are we? Nope. The best Wanton Mee overseas arc continues here in Bangkok, Thailand. Another city that loves the Wanton Mee, or Ba Mi Yu. I am super excited to see how the Thai people interpret this dish. But that's all I have for you guys this time. I'll see you all next week in Bangkok. Bye!